Welcome to the Pet Stop. I'm Dr. Brian Voynick. Well, it's the most common form of skin tumor and cancer in dogs, and if not diagnosed properly, it can be deadly. We're talking about mast cell tumors, and here to talk about possible causes and options for treatment is veterinarian Dr. Albert Ahn. He's also the president of the Chatham-based AB Science. Great to have you on again.
Thank you, Dr.
It's been
Voynick.
Probably 8 years since you were on the last time.
It has been, yes.
Well, mast cell tumors, tell us about them. Very, very common. The most common skin tumor and the second most common cancer that we see in dogs.
They are, and it's very important that pet owners take their pets to the veterinarian, particularly so that bumps can be evaluated by a veterinarian. You know very well that you see these bumps and that you're going to biopsy them, or you might even put a needle in there to get some cells to look at, because once we know what we're dealing with, we can offer them some very exciting treatments for their pets.
Yes, my doctors and I have been seeing mast cell tumors, operating, diagnosing them. And there's one here on the screen, and that's in the upper gum area of this particular dog. Tell us about this case.
Sure. This was a very bad mast cell tumor. This is called a grade 3 mast cell tumor, which is the worst one that you can get. And typically, in the past, the options would have been very limited in terms of what could be done for a patient like this. Today, we have some really exciting innovations that give veterinarians and pet owners
This is how
hope.
soon after that other picture that we saw?
7 days.
Wow, just 1 week later on this
7 days.
medication,
Yep.
it's got to that point, which is very remarkable. Without surgery, right?
Without surgery.
Just with a pill a day at home.
Exactly. Here we are at 14 days.
Just 2 weeks later. That's
Exactly.
great. That's unheard of. That's amazing.
And then here we are at a month.
At 1 month, totally normal. Now, this dog would have had a death sentence, correct? Would have within, what, 3 months without
Not even
therapy?
3 months, because
Not even.
this dog had already failed chemotherapy, had already
So they
failed
tried that.
radiation therapy,
Tried radiation, okay.
had already failed surgery. So
Okay.
we're looking at maybe 4 to 6 weeks.
Okay, and it's all about this particular medication here, KINAVET.
Correct.
And so it seems too good to be true.
It does.
But it's been used in Europe as well as the United States now, right?
That is correct. It's registered in Europe, it's registered in the US, and this is part of that new generation of anti-cancer drugs. So people have this image of the traditional chemotherapy, which can cause a lot of side effects.
Yep.
These new generation drugs, like KINAVET, are targeted. They're going specifically after the tumor, and you can see some very dramatic clinical responses, as you saw in that patient with the big gum tumor.
Well, what's really exciting to me and other veterinarians is that it's labeled for mast cell tumors, but there's been off-label use for other types of cancers. And in fact, we're using it at the American Animal Hospital on different other cancers that are, they carry a grave prognosis, like the slide that we just saw. And I just can't wait for the research that's going to be done on that.
There's a lot more research going on, because as we learn more about these different tumor types, drug development is going to be focused on targeting those tumors and providing better efficacy and better safety.
And it just
for
pills
our
at home. Well,
companion
thanks.
animals.
We're out of time, but boy, it was great
Okay.
to have you on. We'll have you on again.
Excellent.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Here's what we've got working on for tomorrow. And remember, you can always catch the Pet Stop every Saturday and Sunday at 45 minutes past the hour, starting at 6:45. We see some pretty special animals here in the Pet Stop. If you think you have a pet that has what it takes to be Pet of the Week, mail us some pictures or videos to the address you see on the screen, or email them to thepetstop@news12.com. But be sure to tell us why your pet should be Pet of the Week. For more information on anything about today's show or past shows, just log on to our website, news12.com.